Hello and good evening to day 3 of the Red Bull X-Alps and to our evening wrap-up show. Another extraordinary day here in the Red Bull X-Alps race. I'm here in Fiche in the Ellie arena where several athletes have landed. It's been an extraordinary day and it looks like someone else is about to turn up. So if we're photo bombed, I think that'll make it even more exciting. It's just one of those days. We've had Kriegel, who was leading the field at the beginning, then he fell back and then he stormed through and he's just pulled a night pass. We've had Maxime Pinot fighting to get over the Furka pass. All sorts of exciting. We've had a lot of action on hiking up on the mountains. Lots of really dramatic scenes. I've just been told it is Tommy Friedrich who's going to come through, so we may as well stay live just for Tommy, and we'll do a quick interview, and then we'll catch up with Gavin McClurg, who I spoke to earlier. But Tommy Friedrich is just arriving, so there's going to be lots of cheering coming for him. We'll see Tommy, he's just going to appear. So, perfect timing, Tommy. We're live, yes. But come round.
Hello everyone.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Have you had a good day today?
Yeah, we had a pretty nice flight. Difficult conditions in the end with some rain and strong weather winds, but yeah, all in all, I think it was a really good day, and we made some good distance again. And tomorrow it looks even better than today, I think. So you couldn't wish for more, I think.
The most important question: are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, for sure. It's good. I love the race. I love being out, go flying all the day. So until now it wasn't hard. So just flying. No, but yeah, in the end it was good. Good conditions, and yeah. Hope for more time in the air.
Fantastic. Well, look, we'll let you sign the board. Tommy posing for the obligatory signboard photo here in Fiche, the Ellie arena.
So, have a nice evening.
Cheers, Tommy. See you.
Ciao.
Good luck. Well, it's just one of those days. Earlier, I spoke to Gavin McClurg, who hung out with Ellie all day, and we'll hear from that just now. So it's been a very long day. I began the day with Kriegel, Max Pinot and Aaron Duragatti. They had already done an 800-meter climb and a 15-kilometer glide by the time I found them in Klosters this morning at about 7 o'clock in the morning. And I hiked up with these guys and the pace was just relentless. I mean, Gavin, can you give a sense of just how hard you have to train? I mean, the way these guys hike, you know, there are no stops. It's purely a racing line. It's directly up the mountain. No zigzags. I mean, they're taking lines that Max Verstappen would be proud of.
Yeah, no, I mean it's really Kilian Jornet type stuff. You know, they're the top athletes here never really stop training, but you know, Kriegel does a bunch of professional ski-mo races in the winter, so I mean he just goes uphill. And I noticed a huge change in his physique this year. His calves have just gotten monstrous, and that's from just going up hills. And I asked him about it, and he said he had an injury to kind of his Achilles heel this winter, and his trainer said this is the only thing you can do. So he's just been doing calf raises all winter. And then Maxime, I mean, look at Maxime. He's this tiny little creature. He's small, and he's just an absolute machine. When you look at most of the X-Alps athletes, I would say they mostly look like Paul Guscherbauer. They're tall, they're lean, and they've got these huge strides. And Maxime is shorter than I am. And I went up the hill with him 2 days ago, and I just got dusted. It's incredible. And then you got Aaron Duragatti. You mentioned Aaron.
And Aaron Duragatti made an interesting point. You know, he's carrying a lot more weight than the other guys, because he's kind of doing this self-supported. So he was saying he's carrying 11 kilos, which is a lot more
That's a lot
than the other
more.
two, and he was crushing it. I mean, by the end of the climb, I was on my hands and knees just praying for salvation. I thought my heart was just gonna like come out of my mouth. I was just dying up there. And they were kind of chatting away most of the way. And that's quite interesting as well, because they are competitors, but quite a few athletes have said it doesn't feel like a competition. When Paul Takats landed, he said, it doesn't feel like a normal competition. It's friends on a cross country adventure.
Yeah, he posted.
Is that how it feels?
Yeah, I mean, he posted. Well, I don't think usually. This is just a very unique Red Bull X-Alps, because he posted last night that he's probably never had that much fun in the air, because they're flying together. Usually by now there's a bunch of separation and you're kind of on your own and you're with your support team, which is an amazing experience. I've had a bunch of those and it's awesome. But I mean, they're all working together, and they're still 600 and something kilometers out. So there's still quite a bit left, but they're really working together, and that is fun. I mean, the best part of flying is flying with your friends. And everybody here, all these athletes, they're all friends. Everybody's looking after one another. Everybody's having fun together. And so now it's, the first day we were driving down the road and there's 15 teams lined up and all the athletes just running together. And 3 days later, we got the same scenario. It's incredible.
So Gavin, you've spent the day with Ellie. How was that?
It was so awesome. I had so much fun today. I can't believe I'm getting to roam around the Alps with all these amazing athletes and flying with them in the air. We had a long hike up, about 3 hours. She had a really magic flight last night down the Inn Valley. She's the only one that took that different route. I was driving underneath her last night, cheering out the window for her because she was screaming along at about 60K, not having a thermal. She had a nice tailwind, and she put about 40K on all the pilots who were around her. So a really nice move by her and her team. And then they did a monster hike today. It was 3 hours. I could barely keep up. I was sweating like a pig. But we got to this beautiful launch, and then it was kind of coming over the back, but she was just totally calm. I would have been frustrated. I mean, we got to get going. I got to find something else. But she was just collected and calm. And then we got in the air together, and she just was a rock star. I was so impressed with her flying ability. I mean, I've flown a lot with her in World Cups and stuff, but she is not behaving like a rookie and not flying like a rookie. She was just calm and collected. We crushed out 70K. The last 20K as we approached the Zugspitze was proper. It was spicy. We were really in the lead. It was strong winds coming off the flats to the north, and she just did amazingly well. So yeah, I'm proud of her. Got a little crush on this girl. Sorry, honey. Sorry to my wife, but she's amazing, and her team's amazing, and they're really having a collected Red Bull X-Alps, especially as a rookie team.
And what's also amazing, isn't it, is the stories that are happening further back in the field. Of course, everyone's looking at who's at the front, who's the jockeying of positions, the gaggle at the front, but there are some extraordinary flights and stories happening further back. Ellie's just one of them.
That's just one, exactly. When I was at turn point 3 yesterday, I flew there with the lead gaggle, and then started seeing more and more people come through. And there always is. There's just so much excitement and interesting moves and interesting takeoffs and interesting choices. The strategy is amazing from the first to the back. And we've had some big moves back there. Andre Prochaska had a terrible start. He's an amazing pilot. He supported Aaron in 2 X-Alps. He's a professional acro pilot, just like Pal Takats. And he had a really tough start. And now he's made some moves today. So now, we've got elimination tomorrow at 6 a.m. And Kinga and Celine they're going to have a battle tonight to see who gets eliminated tomorrow. So some fascinating stuff going on back then. My heart goes out to them. That's a tough place to be. But yeah, there's interesting moves going on all over. I mean, look at today. Every time you looked, every 15 minutes, we had a completely different race. We had Pal just crushing it out, and then Kriegel was out in the lead, and then suddenly he's way back, and now he's back out with the leaders again. I mean, it's craziness what's going on. I've never seen it so tight. last night when we went to bed, Toby and Marcus had just an epic day, and now they're way back in kind of 18th, 20th, so they've had a hard day. I mean, these little mistakes, which back in 2015 or 2017, these little mistakes would be nothing. They'd be totally irrelevant. But now everybody's flying so fast, the weather's so good that a little, you miss a little climb and land and have to hike for 20 minutes, you're 30K behind.
So Gavin, what do the next few days look like?
I think it's going to be even faster, potentially. The prognosis looks insanely good, and we've never had weather like this in an X-Alps. Maybe 2013, the first few days were really good like this, but these guys are just going to keep the hammer down, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them get all the way around Mont Blanc and start making course line back to the east. And the prognosis, this is what's really unusual, is it looks even better for those in the back of the pack. So we could see them reel in the distance. And that rarely happens. Usually the leaders get out in front. They've always got better weather. But this time around, they've got great weather. I don't think it's going to slow them down very much, but it's even better in the back. So it's going to continue to be thrilling.
Wow, I can't wait. Well, look, we'll leave it there. Thanks for chatting as always, Gavin, and we'll talk again tomorrow. So here we are in Fiche. There were some very exciting scenes early this afternoon when Max Pinot was the first athlete to arrive here, followed just right after him by Pal Tackets, who just appeared over the ridgeline. He's just having such a great race. But when Maxime landed, he was just grateful to be on the ground. He'd had a really tough flight, and he sort of said, I'm really not sure I want to fly again today. It was tough out there. There were strong winds, strong valley winds. When he first went to try and get over the Furka Pass, if you scroll back and look on live tracking, you'll see that he turns back, he gets flushed down, he recovered. But he actually said that was the least of his troubles. The more serious thing was just the turbulence and the wind, and it was a long day, a tough day for all the athletes there. Simon Oberauner, who arrived about 20 minutes ago, he just said, it was tough. It was just everything was tough. When I asked him, could you define tough? He just said everything. So difficult day. The big announcement now is at 8 o'clock. We've got the athletes have until 8 p.m. to declare a night pass, and we have 5 athletes who've pulled a night pass. And of course, the reason for that is that tomorrow is the first mandatory elimination. So the person in last place tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. will be eliminated. So at the back, we've got Jungming Song, Kinga Mastalis and Laurie Genovese, who are respectively in 32nd, 31st and 30th place. They've all pulled a night pass. And also Rich Binstead, who is in 28th place. Now that leaves Andrei Prochavska in a delicate position. He had a good flight today. He's recovered some position. He's 29th, but he hasn't pulled a night pass. So it's going to be a battle overnight. And then there's one other night pass that's being pulled by Kriegel Maurer. He's clearly a man on a mission. Is this his move? Frutigen is his area. This is his backyard. So if anyone knows this area, knows how to take advantage of all the nooks and crannies and special characteristics of this locale, it is him. So perhaps he's trying to steal a march on the competition. Earlier today, he had what's called a low save when he almost landed and just managed to recover himself and get up into the air. And when I asked him, I said, "Oh, Kriegel, it looked like you nearly landed." And he said, "Oh, no, I was at least 100 meters off the ground." Only Kriegel can say something like that. So let's leave it there. Let's finish up with the leaderboard of the top 10. It starts with Sepp Iniger, 10th place. He's the only athlete of that top 10 who's yet to sign the board behind me. 9th, Damien Lacaze. 8th, Simon Oberauner, who I saw just a few minutes ago. Tommy Friedrich, who arrived just live. You couldn't have planned that. Great to see him doing so well, having a great Rebel X-Alps. Patrick von Kernel is in 6th place. Aaron Duragati also having a fantastic race in 5th place. Tanguy Renaud from France in 4th. And the 3-2-1 is Pal Tackets in 3rd place. Maxime Pinot in 2nd place. And Kriegel Maurer is where he likes to be, in 1st place. The question is Can he stay there? Well, overnight, that's for sure, but tomorrow brings better weather. Anything can happen. Thanks for watching. You'll see me again tomorrow at 8:30, Gavin at 9:30, and there'll be updates throughout the day on all our channels. Thanks for watching.